Oh, no. Now go.
October 3rd, 2011. This is Diehard Gamer Radio Show 112.
This just in.
You are approaching the target of attack. Your mission starts now. Are you ready? The countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, go.
You are listening to Diehard Gamer Radio, the source for off-mainstream video game news and topics. And now, your hosts, Murdock, Brian, John, and Steve.
Just a couple more shots.
So welcome back to Diehard Gamer Radio. I am one of your hosts, Murdock, and with me I have Brian, Steve, and coming back for his 256th appearance for Diehard Gamer Radio, we welcome back Pasty Mike.
The big 256.
Yes.
He's 8-bit plus 1.
Yeah, I am. 200. Why isn't 256 is?
Well, actually, it's 255 because you start with 0.
Oh, that's right. Shows what I
So if we add one, will he get a buffer overflow error?
Yeah.
Oh,
Your new nickname is Buffer Overflow. Go hang out with Zero Cool, you freak.
This moment of nerdity brought to you by Diehard Gamer Radio.
And Crash Overdrive.
Crash Overdrive. He's a Mega Man boss, you know. So do we have anything to share before we get on to the news?
I heard the Tokyo Game Show had just concluded about a week or so ago.
Yes.
You don't say.
Yeah, I looked it up on the internet because I hadn't previously heard of the Tokyo Game Show before now.
What? Really?
And it was all in Japanese, and then it reminded me of how irrelevant, unfortunately, Japan has become.
You should
video games.
read the Ars Technica review of the Tokyo Game Show.
Oh, is it helpful? And not
Well, it's in English.
well, that's a huge first step. For
That would be
me.
helpful.
Yeah,
Plus, it might have pictures of cute cosplayers.
It did. Sony's,
Oh, yeah?
But also, what's more importantly than anything, shows you that Madoka is everywhere.
Yes.
Because there was a Madoka Charlotte cosplayer eating an attendee.
Oh,
That was
wow.
awesome.
For no reason at all. It was presented
Yeah,
in the
you
article.
showed me that picture.
It's presented in the article with no comment. It's just Charlotte eating a cosplayer. Or an
Well-
attendee, really. It was not a cosplayer.
Well, you know, they're fungible, really, anyway, aren't they?
Fungible? Is that like
Yeah.
some sort of potato chip?
There were incidentally, there were, what was it, 3 times as many attendees at the Tokyo Game Show as there is at PAX.
Well, that's meaningless to me. I don't know or care how many people have.
Well, that's
are
like
packed.
it's like the Comic-Con or the...
Isn't it the only one in Japan?
E3
anyway?
of Japan, so...
No.
It's not the only one, but it's the biggest
It's
one.
the big one.
Well, but they talk about a bunch of games that we'll either never see or don't care about. So,
You might care about them.
like for example,
The new toilet simulation game for the DS. I mean, I'm sure
like
that's...
the new Toilet Kid's coming out.
Yeah.
Toilet Kid number 5.
No, the 3DS version in 3D.
Oh, damn! See, now I really wish I could read.
The only really
Japanese.
important thing about that I pulled out of that article was that the Vita was there and they were demoing it, and the back control still didn't work for like the demo.
Are you
Like,
talking about
they
like
weren't
the
even-
cheese grater thing in the back?
Yeah, it still
Holy
didn't work.
shit. And
Oh,
The
that
back
brings
controls
us
weren't enabled for any of the demo
Yeah.
stuff.
And
that
speak
brings us to item
yeah,
number 1
yes.
on our agenda.
I was going to make the transition.
Oh, I fucked it up.
So the PlayStation Vita is region free, but it does use proprietary memory cards, which is awesome.
because it's Sony.
Yeah.
What do we mean by proprietary video?
That means
card?
they
means you
make
can-
the video, they make
They
the
make
memory
the memory
card,
card
and you
and
have
you-
to buy it from them.
Oh, so you
Sony.
can't just go buy an SD
That's
card.
Sony's MO since the day of birth.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
buy,
that
they make
doesn't
their own
surprise
shit
me.
and force you to buy it.
Yeah, just like Xbox and.
Well,
everybody.
yeah, but at
Well-
least with the Xbox, you know, if you're real clever and you look around, you can find instructions to hack like a larger hard drive into your Xbox. You can't make yourself a new.
Well, you can even add
Memory card.
an external hard drive now. I
Yeah.
mean, they've made it a lot more open to use stuff on there.
Yeah.
You're never going into your closet with like a Dremel tool and some RAM and coming out with a Vita compatible memory stick.
Well, I've never wanted to do that with a Sony product anyway, so I guess it's just as well.
Well,
It's like, who cares?
you also
my
have to kind of be
he's a paperweight.
You
They're
have to-
counting on that. That's why they programmed it so fucking crazy.
Oh,
Nobody
oh.
wants to do shit on it.
No one wants to do shit on it, but that way we're hack proof.
I'll make mine a Linux box.
Why? Oh, come on. Don't ruin the podcast by saying stuff like that.
Can we say Ubuntu?
Uh,
Ubuntu.
I don't think it's Ubuntu. There's no baseball involved. In this.
there's no
Ubuntu's,
bunt cakes involved.
Yeah.
It's actually an African term, so it's
It is. It's an African term meaning.
Useless operating
you
system.
remember
No,
that-
no,
remember that
yeah,
Geeks Who Drink
that was
question?
it was one of our bar trivia questions, and now I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for that.
Well,
This operating system was named after.
yeah, it's
what?
an African term for like how everything is one or something.
Yeah,
It's some
It's like United. Or,
yeah, it's some fucking hippie thing. Who cares? 'Cause
All right.
It's some sort of African language term for oh crap, gotta update again.
or my email won't load.
Oh crap, more package management prop headaches.
All right. So next up, Nino Kuni PS3 is coming to the West, which is awesome because it's that Studio Ghibli RPG, which
Oh yeah, I saw
looks
that, but
really,
you have to have a
really
PS3.
pretty. Well,
What
there's
is-
that.
Can other than saying it's from Studio Ghibli, what is this game?
It's an RPG.
It's like apparently so far it looks
For
like you're
example.
playing a Studio Ghibli game.
Huh?
It's like playing
It's
one
not
of the
really
animated
a selling
movies.
point, unfortunately.
I don't know. Do you like Miyazaki movies?
No, I hate Miyazaki movies. As a matter of fact, I get great
Well,
pleasure.
it's a good thing that you bought a PS3 then.
I know, yeah. All these exclusives that are shitty, and
Well,
I
why
don't
did you
want
buy
to play.
a PS3 then?
I had extra money and thought it.
He pulled a walker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really did pull a Walker.
He
There's
just had
no
mon-
excuse for it. Other than that.
By the way,
but hey, I have a Blu-ray player now.
Well,
Yeah, that.
So do I. I
Yeah.
spent $80 for it and
I
put it in the
know.
computer.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we didn't have we didn't record a podcast last week because Mike had a hot date. Do you want to share how that went?
It was awesome. We
They had
went
ice
to,
creams and posted pictures on.
Yeah,
Facebook.
we had, and that was after we went to Samurai Sushi off of Arapahoe and I-25.
Oh,
It was pretty awesome.
okay. Are there any more pictures that you want to share with
No,
us? Or
no,
nothing appropriate?
Those pictures aren't going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yet.
Yet
Well, yeah, maybe I don't know.
they'll end up on some porn website at some point.
No, I'll
Reddit
just-
gone wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put it on B.
Yeah. So next up, Persona fighting game. Wait, what? And I'm not making
you
that up,
kidding?
Mike. No, I'm
All
not
right,
making.
so-
You know,
as a
all
finishing
games end up as fighting games. I have
I
this
know.
theory that it's and
Yes.
it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's great for the fighting genre as long as the game's done well. But it's funny that it's like, well, when you've expended every other avenue
Yeah.
that your game can possibly go,
Pers-
and you don't want to make another sequel.
But Persona, though,
Make a
I mean,
fighting
I don't
game.
get- Like, do you, like for a finishing move, do you shoot yourself in the head with a spiritual handgun and then
that I
they
don't
die?
know.
I mean,
It's only a matter of time. Burnout pretty soon will become a fighting game.
Burnout fighting game.
They took and they just now. I mean, the thing they're on their way there because they've separated all the good parts of Burnout 3 out of the game and just did Burnout Crash.
Is that what the new? Yeah, that
Yeah.
new one was,
without
I
any
wondered.
of them in it, I might add.
And I'm like, this is the part of the game I liked the least.
Yeah.
This was the least fun part of Burnout.
But you know, if they did it like, what was that Saturn game that was had the girl with the underboobage on the front cover?
Groove on fight.
Groove on Fight. I loved
yeah,
Groove
yeah,
on
yeah.
Fight.
That was a.
That was a badass game, and it was kind of easy, which I liked as well.
I was gonna say it wasn't the best game, but
No, it was not challenging in the slightest bit. It was a very easy game.
But if you like artwork from Range Murata,
I do. I especially
Hey,
like
who
the girls
doesn't?
with the underboobage.
yes,
Everyone called it boob on Fight.
Yeah,
because
they
of that
did.
picture. So now we know about a game that's totally irrelevant
but
to this one.
I'm sure Persona fighting game would be really awesome, Mike. Right?
Guilty Gear and Blaze. Well, Guilty Gear wasn't bad. Blaze. I don't know what Blaze Blue is. Some
Blaz Blue, it was okay.
Blaz Blue. That sounds like the noise I make when I'm puking because I'm drunk. Blaz Blue.
All right. So next up, Romance of the
pardon
Three
me.
Kingdoms XII, which I believe is 25 in normal numbers.
Yeah.
How long are these fucking kingdoms gonna last?
Oh my God.
It's a long, drawn out romance.
It
Yeah,
reminds me of
really.
another game that has like final in the title.
So Steve,
Yeah.
how long did the Dynasty we're talking about in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, how long did that actually last historically? Because we might be able to squeeze out another 20 games.
Probably, I think since like 1982.
No, I was thinking the actual historical.
Since like
Dynasty.
1982.
Oh, really?
Nah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, you're killing me.
That
I was
actually
thinking
might be
about
that might be the
500
right
years.
answer.
Yeah, about 500 years ago. It was 1982.
Now, what
Quest.
Three Kingdoms are we talking about? Are we talking like 3 of the 5 boroughs of New York?
It was
Or?
Yeah.
Albion, Hibernia, and Midgard.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the Three Kingdoms.
Oh,
Or
okay.
it was like
Historical accuracy brought to you by Diehard Gamer Radio.
it's
All three were-
Rohan, Gondor, and Rivendell.
Yeah.
All 3 were fighting for the mighty Mjolnir.
Yeah. It was the
Mjolnir.
Empire, the Rebellion, and the Corporate Sector Authority.
Read by what was that? ASME or whatever, that this public service
yeah.
union.
So,
Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, AFSME was fighting with the Empire for bidding rights to contract labor.
Yes, to replace the manhole covers in the Twin Cities.
Pretty much.
so we're basically History Channel here,
Yeah.
except with all the Hitler footage.
No, it's all UFOs now.
No,
Oh, is it?
we've got UFOs.
Is it UFOs beat
There's
the
no more
Third Reich?
Hitler
Or
anymore.
okay,
There's
The
no more
Browns-
his-
No, they don't even put Nazis on the history.
There's no more
channel.
history
Yeah,
anymore either.
Yeah, it's all garbage.
It's all crap now.
all right. So DC Universe Online set to go free to play in October, which would interest Mike.
I might try it now that it's free.
Which
the only
surprised nobody.
Yeah,
is
it
what
was
is.
absolutely no surprise. The game has every review has said it's not very good.
But it's good if it's free.
Well, it might be worth playing if it's free. I mean, Forbidden Worlds, Forsaken Worlds.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
can't
freebie
turn around
one.
and say, "Well, damn it, I spent money on this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't regret that. So now
See,
it's like, well, like, if I
that-
don't like it, I just stop playing.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
just
it's
get emails from them for the next 40 years.
well, they're really
Are you,
bad.
are you,
about
are you
it,
still
too.
getting
They're
emails
like-
for Hellgate London?
I
Steve?
still get emails from E.
no.
I
You
still
know,
get emails from
that was a
E, for
post
Christ's
on Cobra Commander's Twitter feed the other day. He says, if you really hate a man, you'll sign him up for 24-hour fitness emails. So it's like a man's worst enemy. Apparently, he gets an overabundance of those.
So next up, Dead or Alive 5 is a thing now, which would interest Brian. No, wait, it wouldn't.
Dead or is that? That's the one with the boobs, right?
That's one of them. Yeah, that's one of them.
I get. They're like.
That's
they're-
your new Groove On fight, is what it is.
Groove on Fight was a fun game with good art. The Dead or Alive game.
This
is
has
really
cleavage
hard.
that you can adjust.
Yeah, if you say that
Sometimes
you're
they
like
do.
99 years
Hey, like,
old.
didn't the last one they not do that?
No, the
Not
last
as
one wasn't
much.
a real fighting game though either. It was like a fucking volleyball thing.
Oh, yeah,
slash-
Well,
Well,
I
that
mean,
was a
Dead or
different
Alive,
thing
yeah,
entirely.
Dead or Alive 4,
Yeah.
which was an Xbox 360 launch title.
And that didn't have the boob adjustment, did
Well,
it?
you could change your age, but it wasn't as
It wasn't as crazy as Daryl
yeah, it
Live 2.
wasn't it wasn't as insane as that. You okay there, Mike?
It's always cocaine. that's
I
coming
was
back
no,
up.
I was sneezing, not in the microphone to be trying to be professional about this
No.
fucking podcast. Next time I'll just spew right into the.
Mike, lol.
I'm lol.
You just spew into this.
If you're gonna spew in here. If you're gonna heft in here.
Okay, well,
Now that I've picked out a huge.
I don't know.
goal,
We'll
shouldn't
see.
have that problem.
I don't.
Yeah,
have
I'll try it
I don't
out.
have high hopes for it, but
yeah.
I'll try it out. That's
there's
the
a
problem
free demo.
Yeah, that's the problem with Knights of the Old. What was that? The BioWare Star Wars game. It's like $60 to buy. I'm like, no, not for
Yeah,
the
people
MMO.
still buy it.
I know they are. They're like lining up to
what
buy
the
it.
online MMO?
Yeah.
I know.
It's like
I'm
59.
kinda-
I'm like, no, not for a.
I'm really I'm torn between that because I really want
It
to play it.
really
I know I'm
looks
going to have a
awesome,
bunch of
but-
friends playing it.
I
so
know, and-
I want to do it too, but I just don't know if it's worth playing.
Well,
60
$60
and
and then a $15 a month.
But I don't know.
no,
I did
like-
that shit for STO.
Well, speaking about $15
Yeah,
a
I
month,
did too, and my ass still hurts for it.
speaking about a monthly fee, Dragon Quest X for the Wii, online play available for a monthly fee. So if you want to kill slimes with a friend of yours, I guess you can do that.
And there's
Or-
like
or
coins
keep
in there
getting-
too.
Well, you know what
or-
that online fee means. It means that they're putting up their own servers, and it's going to be a shitty multiplayer experience.
Well, especially on the Wii, when you have to use friend codes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's one of the worst inventions ever. I
Yeah.
fucking
You
hate
sure about
friend
that?
codes.
Yeah.
The Order
It's
Interactive's
definitely
pretty
up
high
there.
up there. That's a pretty bad investment.
That you could just stop using, but the friend codes
Oh,
are
yeah.
fucking intertwined into multiple games. There's no way around that shit.
I don't think I added anyone that I know that has a Wii on my Wii through friend codes. It's like, this is pointless.
It's like I don't have any friends on my PS3. I'm like, fuck it.
Well, the network
Well,
has
if
to
you
be
don't get
up.
the plus,
The
I mean,
network
there's
has
no
to be
point in
up
it
for you to
anyways.
do that.
Well,
though.
that's true. Yeah, since they got hacked like 24 times.
It's
since
becoming
I bought it.
even more brilliant purchase on your part of that PS3.
Yeah, it is. I've long maintained that was the worst purchase I've made in the last 8
Are you
years.
sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
Okay, you used to
Even
work at
that-
Walden Software with me, so do you? I'm sure there's a
That
couple
was, that was
games that
longer
you
than
bought.
8 years
That
ago.
was longer than 8 years ago.
Oh.
I mean, I think the worst purchase was when I bought a pistol from a buddy of mine for $25 so he could buy a pizza. And this pistol in general was so top heavy that you had to use plus P ammo for it, otherwise it wouldn't blow the slide back and would jam. I mean, this is a real top quality weapon.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was like, wow, really?
Welcome to Mike's
Was it
Gun
made out of fucking
Podcast.
cast iron?
It's really top heavy. It's a 380. It's so top heavy. You're like, did someone? Oh my god! It's
It
so
looked good
terrible.
in theory.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it looks like a cool gun, but it's.
By the way, for our listeners at home, listeners in the office, Mike collects guns. He's planning for the next zombie apocalypse at some point.
Oh yeah, and I picked my condo based on how defensible it was against the living dead.
And he stocked it with the right ammo.
Yeah, I
So-
don't know what that is, but
The ammo that puts holes through things.
yeah, the ammo that keeps shooting.
That means that's an axe on the wall and a baseball bat in the
Probably,
bedroom.
it's probably 10 millimeter caseless exploding.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
light armor piercing.
Right, armor piercing. Standard issue.
So next up, Final Fantasy X-2 to have downloadable content.
Ooh, what?
So the horse armor in it's
Is that
really,
10-2
really
or
pretty.
13-2?
You know,
13.2.
Okay.
You know that's
Not-
what
not that I
everyone
care.
everyone said that about the new spring horses in Lord of the Rings Online. They're so pretty.
Are they really?
Whoopie fucking. Yeah, I was like, wow, really. I'm here bashing orcs on the head with a hammer, and all I hear in Kin chat is how pretty the spring horses are. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? Seriously?
Is that kind of like the horse debacle with Blizzard with Warcraft?
Oh,
No, that
well,
was Oblivion, wasn't it?
Or was
I think it was
yeah,
Oblivion. Yeah, because
okay.
you could get horse armor and it didn't work.
It didn't do anything. It looked good, but it had no
Yeah,
bonuses for your
that's
horse.
the one
Oh,
I'm thinking
nice.
of.
Yeah, that was Oblivion. Yeah, these are like horses and it's like painfully hard to get them. And you like ride around with them and they have virtually no bonus other than looking pretty. I was like, huh.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
cool.
excellent.
Don't you want to be a fashionista?
Well,
Horsenista?
yeah.
Aquarian Festin.
Equinista.
Equestrian fashionista.
Well, welcome back to Diehard Gamer.
Equestrian.
Be quiet, you Philistine. We are speaking about the equestrian matters now.
So welcome back to
Hello,
Diehard
I'm going
Gamer
to pull
Radio.
up my
Friendship
curly
is
gray
magic.
hair and
Oh,
scratch
we are
my
talking about
bald
ponies,
head.
aren't we? We have to stop.
Yes.
Ponies? Oh.
Yeah.
Time to stop.
You're not a brony, are you?
No.
Okay.
Time to stop.
It's time to stop now.
So Zone of Enders HD edition announced, which
Still has
How-
nothing to do with Ender's Game.
how many Zone of Enders games have there been?
Oh, there's no end to it.
2, 3, 2.
Could we
I
at
thought
least
there's
get
been
one
2, yeah.
Ender's Game?
Enders game? No.
No.
No, thank you.
Would even if they came out with one, would you buy it?
Well, I think we deserve one
Well,
What?
for having to deal with all the Zone of Enders games.
oh, okay.
There's been
Oh.
more than two,
Um,
surely.
Speaking of, I ordered something online today that was on NCS's website.
No way.
Speaking of Zone of Enders, they
What?
made a Risk box game of Risk out of Metal Gear Solid. Completely retooled the game.
Does it have cardboard boxes?
Well, it comes in one.
No, yes, it does come in one. It actually looks really cool, and they retooled the whole game with Metal Gear so that when he goes into certain areas, it changes the dice.
Does it have
There's
like
separate
little
different dice you
exclamation
can use.
points for all the figures?
Oh, this is a video game.
No, this is
It's
a
a
board,
board
game,
game.
Risk. They made it based on Metal Gear Solid.
You know how they have different versions of Monopoly, like
Like Ghetto Monopoly,
like
and Hometown
Office,
Monopoly,
the Office Monopoly,
Office Monopoly, and
or Behind the Green Door Monopoly.
Behind the Green Door Monopoly. I missed that one. It would be like Debbie Does Dallas Monopoly and
Yeah.
the Emmanuel Monopoly.
Hey,
Wouldn't that be
that's
awesome?
a $1 million idea right there.
The place
Yeah.
selling it's called USAopoly. and they apparently have cornered all the Monopoly things they sell.
So
and
they've
that's all they
made
do.
a monopoly out of Monopoly is basically how it works.
Yeah, it's like Monopoly squared. But they have a Futurama Monopoly. They've got a
Yeah.
Klingon Monopoly. I mean, it's ridiculous how many different monopolies are out there.
So while Brian is
Brown
looking
coat
that up,
Monopoly.
let's go to our next news bit. The new Suikoden game announced for PSP.
Another Suikoden game.
Yeah.
Jesus. You know,
Fuck
this
me.
is what happens. I've noticed on Sony products and things that pop up on Sony like this is they have a run of 2 or 3 games, or they're games that came out on the original PlayStation,
Yeah,
PlayStation
really.
2.
They're
and then
getting as bad as
eventually-
Nintendo.
Well, eventually they still don't want to stop making the game because they know there's still a little bit of popularity. So what do? You don't put out a full version of it. You put it on a PSP. It seems like at the end product goes to PSP. It just that
Yeah,
way you don't
yeah,
have to
they
put
just
as much
gotta-
into the programming.
Yeah,
it's
they
like
just
a
dump
better,
it onto the PSP.
Yeah, all these games are getting dumped to PSP now, and it's like, well, that's
they-
your
they-
least working system.
They know that
Well,
the
it
PS3
sells
is
like
dog
it
shit.
still sells tons in Japan though.
Well, it's
the
cheaper to
thing.
produce
Well,
for and
yeah.
But the
program
numbers
for, so-
aren't in Japan anymore.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
They
Yeah,
aren't.
They,
no.
they sell this. They sell
You can
pretty damn
sell.
good in
You
there.
can sell damn good in Japan, and since the rest of the world isn't buying what they sell anymore, it's the numbers.
Except
are-
cars.
It's all about your profit margins.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get a lot better profit margin if you sell to Europe and the U.S. Like
That's
three-
not
Well,
what a
there's a-
profit margin means.
Well,
You're talking about net revenue. That's not what your profit margin
All right.
is.
So
Well,
This
your
is why you don't
margin's
own
going to
a
be
business, isn't
your
it?
margin's going to be your margin. I mean, how much more?
So long as you're making it a profit.
all right.
That's not going to work if you only make 2%.
Well, the last thing you want to do is make a profit.
No. If you only make 2%,
It's
and
still a profit.
Oh wow.
You've still
We're
made,
looking at
you
this
know-
risk game now.
So while we're doing that, let's go to our next news bit. Xbox TV launch planned before end of year. I'm looking
Xbox
for
TV.
Yeah. So
Can I get that on a Roku box and just have them call me a fag, and then like they
yeah,
can,
that's what I was gonna say. I look forward to the Xbox Live racial slur
Huh.
and teabag channel.
Yeah. It's like, here's the
kinda
host.
cool.
He gets like a webcam. He sits it on the floor, and he just fully clothed, like bobs up and down on it for like a half hour. Oh wow, that ought to be great. And then they can have like prepubescent kids calling each other faggot for another half hour, and gay, and that's gay, and you faggot, and fuck you, and
Oh yeah. Oh, you were on Xbox Live last night too.
yeah. It's the same every night. I don't know why I bother.
Yeah. Come.
There
so
was somebody complaining about that on the Gears of War 3 forums, talking about,
Really?
is there some place we can go where we can just play with adults?
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like
Nope.
we're casual players and we just want to play with people that are actually using the comms to talk about to
Nope.
talk tactically and
That's
say, okay,
not-
you go there, you go here, I'll cover here.
No.
Nope.
The only
No,
way
I'm
you get
afraid
that
not.
is if you get on with a team of your
Yeah,
own.
you
people.
need to like find a club or something, because if you just go on there,
Well,
you're gonna
that's-
get
that's what you
someone
do,
named
though.
like
you get 4 or
Poop
5
Hammer
friends,
and,
you invite them into a
and
party,
Douche Pile.
and then you as a party go on, and
Yeah.
then you take up that
That's the
whole
only way
side,
you're gonna
so-
But you
do.
can't do it as like just a random casual player.
Yeah, you're never gonna.
You know what?
find that.
If it sucks for most of them, and I'll admit that. But if you get on and play for about an hour, sooner or later within that hour, you'll come across a group of 3 or 4 guys that are actually
Oh, yeah?
on comms. They're trying to hang together because they know you do better as a team than you do individually.
Yeah.
And even the dumb ones will be like, "Yeah, that was stupid of me to run off, man. Can somebody save me?"
so
or at least they like learn from their mistakes.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God.
sound like they want to win, and they're not just
Yeah.
out there dicking around.
so real quick question. Gears of War 3, any good? Yes? No?
Oh, it's
haven't
freaking
tried it.
amazing.
Okay.
It still has the same issues that 2 did in the sense of like the
So it's
online.
very
And I
brown.
don't think they'll ever fix that matchmaking ability because it's the stupidest thing. But I mean, you get on and you've got 3 guys that are like level 20, 25, and then you look at the other side, you got 3 guys that are 50, and it's like what?
Yeah. It's,
But again,
retarded.
that may be an issue too of if you as a team go on, it's your
Yeah.
team's locked into one side. There's no
Yeah.
way around it. So.
seems like you would have to join a club or like just find guys and then friend them and.
And that's exactly it. I've been playing with 2 of my friends. We got a 4th one. Actually, Sean got on last night, so I invited him in so we could get a 4th going at least. So we had 4.
Yeah.
And then my friend's brother got on. So it's just a matter of
It
getting
just
5
seems
people on and playing.
That seems like a lot of work to play online.
Or
Yeah.
you don't have to do it that way either. You can play the campaign up to 4 players now too.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
It's sweet. It's very pretty. The game is so well done now.
Oh yeah.
And
Because
they-
I lost interest in 2 because it was just like 1. I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Well, you could play 2-player on 2, but it was just like you could feel like there could be more there, and then you always had like 2 players with you doing other things anyways. So.
Yeah, they were computer-controlled douche piles, though. I mean,
No, but I mean, you
seriously.
saw that you were
Again-
like, why not have it 4-player?
Again,
How hard is
with
it
the
to program
douche
for that
piles.
Oh yeah, I use that that
term?
that term.
Pejorative.
Pejorative. Thank you, Steve. Steve's my vocabulary this evening. So anytime I like start
Thank you, Mr.
stumbling
Synonym.
over a word, I will just refer to Mr. Walsh and like, what do I mean by pejorative? Yes, thank you.
What do
He doesn't even have to touch
Mike,
your head or
Mike,
anything.
Mike's doing his,
What?
Mike's just
Somebody has to
Amazing
talk.
Steve Knack over here.
I mean, because this isn't television, they can't see what
I need
we're
I need my Ed McMahon.
Yeah, the little cards.
Yeah,
Little
like,
turban.
So next up,
doing. What word does Mike want to use? Oh, effulgence. Okay.
So next up, Blizzard sending out Diablo
Oh,
3
fuck
beta
Blizzard.
invite. So, which is
Fuck
awesome
me.
for Steve because I know that you've been wanting to play Diablo 3 now for about. Oh wait.
Not really.
No, yeah. It's,
Okay.
It's no.
You know,
it's
it's getting to
sad.
that point where it's been so over publicized,
Yes.
and we're waiting so long that we're going to be tired, and there's going to be better things out by the time it actually shows up.
You just can't pay attention to the hype from Blizzard. It'll
Exactly,
be out when
yes.
it's out, and
Yes,
maybe it'll
thank
be
you.
good, and maybe it won't be.
Thank you. Because it's like all the Diablo 3 like fans.
It's not Steve's
like-
fault. Steve is just burned out on Jumpgate.
he got tired.
Bummed out on.
Bummed
He got
out.
he got tired
I
of
can't
waiting
get
for.
burned out on something that's never even been released as a public beta.
He's,
Well, you
he's
burned out
so
on the hype, is what I
tired.
meant.
Yeah.
He's tired of waiting for Huxley and
Who's Huxley?
Jumpgate Evolution and the Vampire the Masquerade MMO.
And then Star Trek came out, and then
Then
I
Star
really
Trek
got
came
burned
out.
out on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it was very disappointing.
That was another one I think would have been a lot better if I could have got into a group and played with them, but I just never
It's
did.
not-
That
I
game
never
would have been a
bothered
lot
with it.
better if it
better.
had come out like a year and a half later, and they actually had content past like level 5.
Yeah, that
So-
was a big problem, and like an actual crafting system.
Yeah, instead of the collect all this stuff and then trade it in for stuff that you didn't want.
Yeah,
They're just doing like CDOT does with traffic out here. They just build enough up when it's too late, and then they catch up with what's existing, but they don't have any future.
and they
Little
have the
Colorado
dumbest
humor there, folks.
They have the dumbest because you subscribe to it and then you can buy points to spend in their store. It's like that's kind of a stupid pricing model. You usually either do one.
Well,
or
was
the
that
other.
NCSoft that did that? I can't even remember.
I thought it was the same people who
so.
did
Wasn't-
Champions.
well,
Champions, I'm pretty sure was NCSoft, but I
It
be
could
wrong.
be NC. I don't
don't
remember.
remember.
Cryptic. It was Cryptic.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait for Sony to buy it, and then
Don't dismiss me with a wave. of
just
that.
saying.
Sony Online Entertainment isn't buying any more MMOs.
Yeah, they're making their own.
They're too.
they only buy them to bury them.
Yeah.
Well, is
Well,
it?
they kept buying them, and then they never
They'd
made any
wreck
profit
'em,
off
yeah.
them.
So next up, Dance Central tracks export to Dance Central 2 with $5 cover, which would interest Steve.
This is
I
the
haven't
same
played that
shit
game
they
in a
did with
while.
Rock Band.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't.
You had to pay to download Rock Band 2
it's like
to
a
3.
it's like a transfer fee.
It was like a $15 fee, yeah, 11 or 15 somewhere
well,
in
it's
there.
only $5. That's not terrible.
No, that's not bad, but I'm saying that's exactly what they're doing is giving you that option for that,
There was
that
a
fee, so-
fascinating article on Ars Technica about the Kinect in Japan.
Is it going over well? I wouldn't imagine.
Everybody that plays it says they really like it and they would
How
like
can
to
you
buy
not
it.
like it?
They,
I
they
mean, it-
well they all everybody that plays it says, "Oh, this is really interesting. I would like to buy this," but they can't
Why can't they?
because their apartments are too small.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
one thing I didn't. Even
I was
think
reading about that when it first came out. That was
was
one of the
thinking,
biggest issues.
what
It
are the
was the same with the
Yakuza
Wii,
doing?
though,
Yeah.
because you had to have about 7 to 8 feet to really
Yep.
maximize
And it-
your use
even
of the
if
Wii.
you take and you put all your stuff, you put your futon away and your crazy heating table with the blankets on it and all that shit, you put all that away, still don't have enough room.
Your Motoko jack-off pillow. It's still not enough room. That kind of sucks. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that. I was thinking,
No.
like, what? They can't because the Yakuza are going door to door saying, do you have a Connect?
No, the
You know,
Yakuza
you gotta
have,
find like
the Yakuza have room.
you gotta go
The
down to
Yakuza have big enough homes.
you gotta go down to the local YMCA or something.
Yeah, really, with your Connect.
there's Connect host clubs or something
Yeah,
that's going on in
I
Japan.
bet you that's not.
It's right
I would
next.
be surprised.
It's right next to the onsen.
Yeah.
You'll find them all playing at the one person in
one?
the.
Hostess club.
The
Yeah.
one onsen in Japan.
the onsen.
You'll always find everybody gathered around the one person that has a garage in town.
Yeah.
Well, all the other all the other onsen
Or on your
are
This
block.
garage is worth 85 million
There's
yen.
just a guy standing there at the entrance to the garage. He's fully tattooed out his whole body, and he's just collecting like,
Covers.
1,000 yen from everybody who goes into the garage.
yeah, but there's only one onsen left in Japan because all the rest are used to cool down Shiro's brain. The distributed network that's going
yes.
on.
Oh, yeah.
You got to keep it liquid cooled. He's being
I
overclocked.
Bet. I bet he is.
So next up, Civilization
Talk
5.
closer to the microphone.
Civilization
There you
5
go.
Game of the Year edition released, which would be
Oh,
awesome for
Whoopie
Mike.
fucking do.
Yeah, next.
How many civilizations?
I really
are
tried to
gonna-
get into Civilization 4. I
Yeah.
bought the discount thing for that had all the expansions.
Was
And
that-
last
Was that
Game
part
of the Year.
Was that part of the Prison Tycoon special?
No.
Yep.
It was.
you got Prison Tycoon, and you got Civilization 4, and you got a free
Yeah.
bowl of soup.
Yeah.
It's like those DVD
was,
packs where it's like
yes.
three. It's like 3 Clint Eastwood movies, and 2 of them are like really bad, and
And
there's
2
only
of them
one.
are like in the public
Well, they do
domain.
that shit with Jackie Chan too. Like 3 Jackie Chan movies. He's
Right.
in one of them. He
Yeah.
has producer credits in the other 2.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Jackie
Yeah.
Chan presents. Yeah.
Well, it's the same fundamental game every time. It's the same
Well,
problem that I
4
have.
had like some weird ass bugs even when I was playing it. And it was like a year and a half after.
But
it
the
came
problem
out.
is
Yeah,
these
they
games
never
have gotten
bothered to
beyond
patch that shit either.
their creative possibilities. There's
Yeah,
so much
it's-
little they can do. They become the Maddens of
It's like,
their own type.
So
Every year
Civilization.
is just a new version with better graphics and
So
bigger
Civilization
buildings.
5 needs roster updates. Is that how that's
Well,
going to
I
work?
don't know what I
I'm
don't.
saying that's what they have as the equivalent of roster updates is just the better graphics.
why they don't make a
and-
remake of Master of Magic is beyond me.
That
was a
mean,
fantastic
I knew
game.
that I was really not
'cause
in
you
the,
like it.
in the target
Yeah,
audience
probably.
for Civ
Fuckers.
4 when people were complaining that the phalanxes could take out the tanks. And I was like, but that's what a thing I liked about Civ 1 the
That
best.
was
It's like this
you
guy
had a
comes cruising
very-
after you with this tank, and you got like 4 phalanx units from like 200 BC sitting in your thing, and they attack and you kill them all. I'm like, yeah.
So
Where's your
next,
tank
it'd
now,
be
bitch?
It'd be like the Second World War with Mussolini's tanks getting taken out by the Ethiopians.
yeah.
so next up, EA updates terms of service to forbid class action lawsuits. So if you got butt hurt because you know there wasn't a proper sequel to Burnout, you can't sue them anymore.
You can't sue them anymore.
Well,
I'm
what's
pretty
gonna
sure that's absolutely positively
useless.
useless.
Yeah,
That part
there's-
there,
it has
yeah,
no. It's,
Yeah, and it only
there's-
really applies to Origin, as far as I know.
and
applies exactly to nothing. is
I
what it
I
really
thought
was.
there was this little annoying thing in contract law where you couldn't sign away your own rights.
Strangely enough, I think that's true.
I think you're right. So I
Yeah.
think it's just kind of really I'm going to sign away. And why don't I sign away my freedom of speech to Sony too?
Yeah.
Well, you already have. You
What?
did read the EULA, right?
Oh, no,
The
I don't.
Yule
I just
log?
I
They made
just-
you. They made
Eula.
you read a Yule log.
A
You
EULA.
have to-
Weird.
you have to
Well,
scroll
it came out
all the
around
way
Christmas
down.
time. You
Yeah.
know, it was-
yeah.
The Yule log, yeah.
They give you a Yule log and a cup of eggnog and sit you down and make you sign some stuff.
and
Oh.
in a plastic
like,
mistletoe that they have attached strangely enough to their back.
The woman
belt.
from Twin Peaks comes up and makes you sign her Yule log.
Did you
Yep.
spin the dreidel that had the magic 8-ball things on the outside of it so you can see?
Yeah.
You can ask him,
Oh,
will I get a date with that blonde? And then
All
they-
right, so you roll and you
Rolls.
hit roll your dreidel 3 times to determine damage.
Yep. So what is this civilization?
Look at this. I got
5,
a
huh?
Hebrew letter, a Hebrew letter, and a Hebrew letter. Anybody got a translation for this? I don't even know what
No.
Plus
damage
one
it
to
is.
Sorry.
Meshuggah.
You better make,
Plus one Meshuggah.
next on D&D.
Yeah,
Yiddish
plus
D&D.
one- plus one.
I don't
to
know.
my-
I'm trying to hit this dragon, but it's not working. I don't know what's
know.
going on.
You got plus one to. My kids never call.
Yeah.
The dragon's breathing fire with the old flavin. So,
So
next
now
up,
that we've been thoroughly racial in the podcast,
Plus one to choose.
Final Fantasy is damaged.
could've
Basically,
told you
the
that.
CEO of Square Enix basically said the Final Fantasy brand has been greatly damaged by Final Fantasy 14, which
no
comes as a
shit.
surprise as no one, for all the problems and negative receptions after the game was released on Windows.
Because it sucked its own asshole.
Well,
Was that
it licked
the
butter
multi-
out of its own
Was
ass.
that the
It did.
MMO one?
I don't think so.
Which one was
I don't know
14?
what that was.
14 is the new MMORPG.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
it's
like.
the new.
Well, I don't think it's really affected the brand, at least for me, because I fucking never heard a peep out of that game until after.
Well, the
they
game was
released it.
very, very broken when it came out.
Well, so is every MMO that comes out.
Well, this one was
This one was
nice thing
unusual.
about
Final
Online
Fantasy.
was
what
very
was the
broken.
other one? What was
Final
the other
Fantasy
online?
11. 11 is the, yeah.
Final
Then-
Fantasy 11 was broken and had been up for years. It just was so broken because it's hard.
Well,
You know why?
yeah,
You know why
it-
this is bullshit?
It took
is
a party
because,
of 8 people to kill a level 1 creature. I
Take
mean,
a
come on.
slime.
Yeah.
You know why this is bullshit is because PC is the last platform you should have to worry about something being broken on, because you can patch that shit almost immediately.
shit, you can patch
You
on
can patch
everything
it
now.
easier than you can on
Yeah.
consoles. So there's so many
Yeah.
games that come out on PC that are broken, but you know what? They fix that shit inside of the week generally. If you have a good game, you have it fixed pretty much
They
immediately.
really should
within
just
that first release.
not be making
Maybe it was just
MMORPGs.
so broke. It was so broken that the Japanese players didn't consider it challenging. They actually considered it broken. There's a threshold there. Like there's
It's a very
threshold for
narrow
American.
line.
There's a threshold for American gamers where like they'll consider it something broken pretty damn fast.
Yeah, it
But then you got
takes
the Japanese gamers that consider it a challenge to understand the broken system and to excel in this broken system. But
it
it was
takes-
so bad
Yeah. They
were
that
like-
even the Japanese players considered
They're
it
like,
unplayably broken.
I can't get any face out of recognizing how to play this game.
I can't even otaku this game.
Yeah, so
I can't. It's so bad. Otakus
Well, it's
don't
also
even
kind
want
of
to play
sad
it.
too, because the Japanese
Hikikomoris
will-
are like giving up. It's like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
done.
The
Japanese
Hikikomori's
will,
going, I'm going to go take a walk. Fuck this.
The Japanese will accept blame if it's all inside the Japanese system, but if there's something outsider that's been involved
Like
with it, no,
Windows?
it wasn't us. It was the outsiders.
That's what I noticed is it was introduced on Windows,
Exactly.
and that's why it sucks. If we had kept it on our game system, then it wouldn't suck. No, it would suck anyway.
Because everybody.
was
Give me
the
a
was the
fucking
original
break.
PC one flawed like this, or did it have
Yeah,
a
it
pretty smooth
was-
release?
well, I don't know. I don't remember. It was the longest time
It
ago.
was, it,
I
it was
heard-
flawed as well.
I
that was like
heard-
10 years ago or something when Final
It was-
Fantasy 11
Well,
came out.
either one, it
11
wasn't
was-
okay.
11 is
Let's
old.
let's go with this argument. Either one, it wasn't that bad, and they did okay with it, which blows this excuse away. Because if you did okay in the first one and you figured out what was wrong, you should have had a better game to start
Yeah,
now.
one would think so.
Or the first one sucked, and they put out the second one, even though the first one sucked, and
Yep.
they still didn't fix it by the time the second one came out. Either way, they're fucked because they're not putting out a good product.
Well, yeah. I mean,
They didn't test it enough. They
Final
didn't-
Fantasy's damaged because it got
Yeah.
touched inappropriately by the Windows operating system.
So they,
I mean, it's just I don't. It's
But you see what I'm saying, though? It's a bullshit excuse
So-
either way you
well,
look
I mean,
at it.
it's the Final Fantasy 11 was broken in the sense that it wasn't fun to play.
Yeah,
I mean, it
was
was just-
so bad. I was like,
Nobody that played that game and anybody who spent any amount of time in that game, it was like it was as bad as Lineage when I played it, and
No,
that's a bad game.
and it was outlawed by the Hague anyway. You can't you can't play that
International
game.
War
in the-
Crimes
yeah.
Tribunal forbid it in most countries.
so
Yes.
the
Is
best
that
advice.
KGB's top one.
It's,
That one?
it's only the U.S.
Or
and
top
Japan
10.
who ignore the Hague,
Yeah.
and so that's the only reason we were still playing it.
Vladimir Putin actually made people play that game. That's how he rose
So-
to the position of
So
power.
our
He's
best advice to Square is that they need to put it on like a more stable
Please.
platform.
No, they
like
need to
the-
write a good game.
They need
well,
to make
you know,
a good
you know what
game.
they need to do? They
Stop
need to,
with
they
this
need to
platform
release
now.
it as a add-on to Vocaloid.
No, because that would be Sega.
Oh,
Sega
yeah,
has
that would
all
be
those
Sega.
rights. So
It's no longer an issue of platform. That excuse is
Yeah,
gone.
that's
That's done with the
bullshit.
90s. You can't blame platforms
just gotta make
anymore
a good
because
game.
everybody
Yeah.
should be able to
Well,
program.
everything that Japan's done, they're still doing it like the 90s, though. They're still doing. So
Well,
it's like, well, let's
you,
play.
you do know that is
Well,
what
that's
year
back-
it is, right?
That's when stuff used to work.
Oh,
is the
that's right.
problem.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
yeah.
If it was 95, I'd
well,
be
the
doing
thing
a lot
is,
better.
if you make stuff in the '90s way and you do it well, it still works in Japan. Is the thing.
That's what I've noticed. Yeah, they do
So-
everything the
But
same
if
way.
you screw it up, no one's gonna buy it. Doesn't matter if you're in Japan or
I don't know.
Honduras.
I don't know. It seems like weird shit that's broken sells in Japan.
So next up, only on
Don't shrug
PSN,
at me.
only on PSN, looking to tout games exclusively on PS3's online network.
Pretty sure that's not a good idea.
So
Why the
basically,
fuck cares?
well, it's
What
going
is
to
only
feature
on
indie
PSN?
games, move games, and PS2 games,
Quietly,
including Only
I
Sphere.
noticed. Very
And,
quietly, we're selling PS2 games. 'cause
Yeah.
PS2s sell better than PS3s.
but the greatest news ever,
They don't need
God
publicity.
Hand, the greatest video game ever
God
made.
Hand, the game that no one played. God Hand.
Hello?
You played it.
Yes.
I own it too. It's pretty
Okay.
fucking hard.
It's freaking awesome.
So
It's real
Brian
old
is
school.
saying a fight game is hard. Why would I want to play it?
It's not a fight game per
It's
se.
not really a
It's
fighting
more
game?
like what was Dynamite on Sega?
Dynamite Cop.
Dynamite Cop. It's more like that, or more
So
like
it's like
Fist
a
of the North Star.
So it's like a side scroll beat 'em up.
It's
No,
not
it's a
side
3D
scroll.
beat 'em
It's
up.
in 3D. It's like third person perspective.
You basically
but,
beat the crap out of anything that doesn't look like you.
Huh.
But some of the moves
But it's
you do, and-
really hard.
yeah.
Huh.
It's like
Timing is
Cyborg Justice,
critical.
but awesome.
No, Cyborg Justice was pretty awesome, and it wasn't so hard that it made you want to kill yourself. It had Cyborg.
This game
Justice,
has no
Chicken.
no tutorial.
Can you? Well, neither did Cyborg Justice. Cyborg Justice didn't have a tutorial. This
Dude,
was
anything before before the late 16-bit era didn't have a tutorial.
Yeah, I mean, can you rip people's arms off in God Hand and replace them with your own so that you can, like,
no.
if he has like a laser gun arm, you can rip off his arm and stick it on yours. So
Don't you
No.
rip
have a
off
laser-
body parts or take heads off?
You take heads off, but you could like smack women on the bottom. Isn't that doesn't that?
Well, I do that in real life. I don't need.
Okay, so next news. So new Bloody Roar 5 may be coming out, which
Is
would
this,
interest
is this Bloody Road 5 or Bloody Roar 5?
Bloody Roar.
Roar.
Because
fine.
right now I have Bloody Road 5, and I'm wondering if it's a sequel to Road Blasters.
No, it's,
Bloody Road.
Road-
That's actually pretty badass video game title. The Bloody Road.
It might be a sequel to
It's
Carmageddon.
it's a
No,
sequel to what was that MMO that was out for like a week?
Auto Assault?
Auto Assault.
Or
Yeah.
APB.
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 No, it's-
did
it's
that movie
the
ever,
bloody-
did that game ever actually come out?
It did come out. It lasted about 6 weeks, and then it folded because
Well, it
they,
didn't help that the developers were cursing on their own Twitter feed. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this game
Oh
sucks.
yeah. Now I remember that, and it was like the Twitter feed was on their front page of their game too.
Yeah.
So they're swearing at people who are complaining about their game on their Twitter feed.
Yeah,
and
and
showing
they-
up on their front page.
they had way too many expectations about how much money the game was. Gonna
But do you
make
have an
initially.
interest in Bloody Roar?
I have
think it
interest in
was
Bloody
fun.
Road if they have like just a package of Tampacks. Just read. That's all it says. The Bloody Road.
You know what they need to bring back is that motorcycle
What,
game.
Bloody Roar? I
where you
played-
had the weapons.
Mock Rider?
No.
Mock Rider.
It had the Soundgarden soundtrack behind it.
Oh,
Mock
you mean
Rider.
Road Rash?
Road Rash. They need to make a
Road
sequel to Road Rash.
Yeah. How come there hasn't been a dude? Road Rash
think
is like
there's a
completely
reason.
overdue.
I think
No,
there's a
it's
reason why
not.
there's
That
not a
game
sequel
was
to Road
awesome.
Rash.
There's
The
a good
3DO
reason
version
why.
was not bad.
No. 3DO was awesome.
Yes, it
The few
only
games
cost
that
you
were on the
$800.
3DO, like Gex, Road Rash, those were actually probably the best games on the system.
So I played Bloody Roar 1, and then I tried Bloody Roar 2, and was like, this is just like Bloody Roar 1. So why would I?
3
play
was
Bloody-
better. That was the one that was on the GameCube. Was it?
Yeah, and
3
if you
or
get the
4?
Japanese version, it's like broken and there's like a debug mode, and you can like look up girls' panties. And I think I've said too much.
That's probably not Bloody Roar.
No, that's Bloody Roar.
Why? So okay.
They removed it from the American version, or was it 4? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't care.
The last
So-
one I bought was on the GameCube, but it was still
Lol.
a fun game.
A fighting game that came out for the GameCube, huh?
That is
One
kind
of
of
like 2. I
Huh.
think.
Yeah. Yeah. I still play Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, well, it's
Such
a
a
good
bad
game.
That's an awesome game, too.
Yeah.
So
Can't imagine
our,
fighter games were too fun to play in the GameCube.
Well, not
It's
with
not
that
too bad.
horrible controller they
That
had.
controller, I can't imagine was really optimal.
It was you couldn't play it on there for very long. You had to get a stick.
Yeah, you
I
would
don't
get
think they
some
ever
kind
made a
of-
stick for the game.
yeah,
some kind of
unless you like
bizarre
Super
It
Smash
seemed
Brothers.
like a weird title to release on the GameCube.
Bloody, yeah, it is. Because it's so obscure. I mean, who plays Bloody Roar?
So last up,
That was a question. Who
Why?
plays Bloody Roar?
well, I haven't played.
you
it
want
in
a
couple-
list?
Well, yeah, give me a list.
We'll get it. We'll get.
Go to Google, or go
Yeah.
to Yahoo Answers and ask
Say,
who plays
Bloody Roar? What is this game?
So
are you
our-
a loser?
And more importantly, ask
Are
him,
you a loser of some fashion?
All
ask
right.
him who plays Bloody Road.
Yeah, Road.
Who plays
Honestly,
Bloody Road?
So our last
Do you
news.
recommend Tampax or the competing
For
brand?
fuck's sake. So last news
I
bit.
made Murdock headbutt the microphone.
So last up, new Daytona USA coming. So
Oh boy.
Daytona. They don't know the theme. You were just having me do this
I was wondering how long you were going to do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just gonna let you go because
All right.
nobody plays Daytona anymore.
Yeah.
It's been so fucking long.
Anymore?
Dude, Daytona came out when I was working in an arcade in high school.
It's still relevant, right?
No, it's not really. Is that the one where you I couldn't keep the damn car on the road? It was a convertible and it'd flop over. And
No, that was Cruising USA.
That was the one
Yeah.
where you could hit the deer and they chunked.
Yes. That was
Are
the
you
only
sure?
reason I played
Yeah,
that
they
game.
did.
It wasn't.
We had a sit down version of that one that I had to fix a
Yeah.
couple times.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, because it always had the spew on it. The kid
No,
always
it's
barfed.
because they had
There's
a,
noodles in here, but why?
No,
There's
it had
noodle-
the
once
thing where you
again,
could adjust it, right?
There's
But
noodles on the seat of the
for some
Cruising
reason,
USA.
the mechanism that would move the seat back and forth would disconnect the subwoofer that they had in the seat.
Oh, dear God.
So you had to take the seat off and you had to go in and rewire the subwoofer. There.
That's
I have an idea.
Excellent design.
Use longer wire.
No, it was something weird. I don't remember what it was. We had to do it at least 3 times.
Huh. So you could solve that by using a longer wire.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't a long wire issue.
Well,
It wasn't like it was wired to the seat moving.
well, apparently the wire's getting hooked somewhere.
somehow, maybe.
I don't know what the deal is. Dude,
Yeah,
it
well-
was like
Or it's
20
touching
years
metal
ago.
Yeah,
to-
if
Yeah,
we think
it-
back
wire.
20 years.
20 years ago, I'm not going to remember what the wiring issue was with the subwoofer in the seat of Cruising USA.
Oh, you do it enough
gonna be-
times, you'll remember.
Apparently not enough times.
It's the noodles in the throw up that trickle down into the seat and short out the wire.
Oh,
I
little
remember
Johnny
that.
peed in his seat. And
Yeah, the kid
it
kid
just
pisses
rusted
his
the
parents.
wires.
Yeah.
The threshold was not high enough for that one. It was high enough for Stun Runner. Stun Runner had
That was a sit-on one,
yeah,
right?
and you could go
The
like up and
motorbike one,
around,
yeah.
But luckily,
you could-
the bike would tip over, so if they did it right, they could just heft over the side. and it would
Nobody's
just get on
hefting
the-
off those games. There's no motion in them.
Yeah, there is.
No, it's like
No one-
playing
no-
a video game. You're just sitting down.
No one was picking up pepperoni off the floor after someone was playing
only
Super
place anybody
Thunderblade.
was-
I don't think.
Like
The only
the-
place
what was
anybody
that,
was throwing
Space
up was
Harrier?
in front
No.
of, it was the only place anybody was throwing up was
Coliseum?
in the little kid ball crawl thing. Or, you
Better
know,
get the garden hose.
on the little
yeah.
trolley thing that went around
The
in a little
ball pit.
circle, or in
That's
front
gonna
of Revolution
that's gonna
X.
suck to clean up.
One of
I
the-
bet it does. That'd take hours. You have to get all the balls out.
Or they
You just
just-
suck them out one by one, yeah.
You're raging because you couldn't get past the first encounter in Dragon's Lair.
Oh fuck! That
And then
game
after you
was
suck
so
all the balls out,
terrible.
you got to pick up all the syringes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to get all the medical waste out of the ball pit,
Yeah.
all the used condoms and shit. Then you got to put all the balls back.
It's
You
like
have to
Rat
stream
Island.
Clean them. Yeah, it's like
Imagine how ridiculous sex in the ball pit would be because there's nothing firm. You'd just be
you're
moving,
if you
sloshing
didn't do
around
it,
in all
yeah,
these
if you
balls.
if you didn't do it right, your woman could drown in the balls. She'd be like, "Baby, oh, I lost another one." In
She
the
died
ball
of my
pit."
balls.
Do you just leave them there? Or do you have to pull them out?
I think there's like a form that you have to fill out.
Probably a manual receipt. I lost another. I lost
And then
another
it has to
hooker in the ball pit.
get sent to Westchester, Pennsylvania, and they come back with like a little tag.
A little
you got to stuff
tag
it in the
on
box. And
Yep.
Just so when you're getting out of the ballroom, do you see her arms slowly disappearing into the balls
Yep.
like quicksand?
Yep.
Live action Rurouni Kenshin cast revealed.
What? This is along the lines of the live action Ranma 1/2 that we.
No,
heard
this
of.
is like a movie.
Oh, God.
Wait, huh?
See, this is what happens when you don't promptly end the podcast. I start looking on Twitter and pulling up
Why did you
announcements.
do
of
that?
things.
I didn't want to even know about that.
It's too late.
Is that
We're
from
still
Wheaton?
talking.
Fuck.
So,
Will Wheaton needs to die. If that's from Will Wheaton.
No, it's from Crunchyroll.
Okay. Well, fuck Crunchyroll. Get that out of here.
all right. So do we have
This
any
is a video game podcast. I'll have you know.
vaguely?
I'll have you know. Trying to keep it on topic.
So do we have anything else to add before we wrap this thing up?
Just remember, Bloody Road coming out this fall.
Bloody Road. You should make that game.
I will.
Release it on Steam.
I'll put it on Steam for $1. Just the price point alone of the sales is going.
You'll program it in Flash.
Oh, I have to program it too.
You're
Well,
like that.
that-
All I know is that the Rama 1/2 actor who's playing Ranma-chan is pretty busty.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they have photos?
There's a photo. I can't remember. She has like one name, but like
this her,
she goes by one name, which is fine because her last name is Watanabe. So it's like
Oh, so
you
it's
might
just
as well
like-
just name him Smith.
Yeah.
So
Or
is
just
this
go by
her?
one name.
Is this her bust out role?
No. No.
All right. Called-
There was some people are like, wow, she's really busty. Was she an AV idol? No.
An AV idol?
Yeah.
Well, do they normally get implants of some kind?
No, they just usually are,
They just find them?
horny.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Horny?
Horny.
Like
AV is Japanese porn.
Oh.
yeah.
I just usually look at on Pirate Bay under porn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You look up AV idol sometime.
AV idol?
Yeah, you'll get the stuff that's not labeled as Japanese porn.
Oh, is it as bad as Japanese porn?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you
Does
mean
it-
by bad.
Like the girl seems like she's in pain and doesn't enjoy
That's bad.
That's
Yeah,
all
doesn't enjoy
Japanese porn. I don't know.
That's bad. Wait,
Yeah,
you need to clarify this for me.
It's bad, yeah.
Really?
It's
Since
it's
when?
a real boner killer.
Huh. I've been led astray.
You have been. You're a sick puppy.
By the way, if you're interested in more of Mike's boner killers, we'll have a book that comes out. It'll be at Barnes and Noble.
It'll
It's
be a coffee table book enumerating
He has an
boner
Mike's
exclusive
boner-
contract with Borders.
Oh,
You mean
oh no, my contract.
Mike's boner killers with forward by
It's forward by
uh,
Ron Jeremy.
It's not Barnes and Noble, isn't it? Boners and Nobbler.
Yeah, or
It could
something.
be, yeah.
Boner Nobblers.
I love that game on the
Not real
Genesis.
boners.
It was a sequel to Toe Jam and Earl, right?
No, I thought it was the sequel to that game on the Atari 2600, Custer's Revenge.
no.
Last Stand.
All right. Well, thank you for.
Nabu no Boner Ka something.
It's the secret to Captain Novelin.
All right.
Instead of
Boner no Nobbler.
instead of taking insulin, he takes Viagra.
No boner naga.
Yeah, no Boner Naga. No Boner Naga.
No boner
ambition.
Naga's ambition.
There's a Photoshop.
Yeah, the hero is guy whose nickname is No Boner Naga.
Could be.
You know that actually may be a real porn thing in
Yeah,
Japan.
yeah.
Well, because there's been like 800 Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
All
How
right.
many Nobunaga's ambitions have there been?
5 trillion.
5 trillion. So one of them has to be pornographic.
Yeah. So thank you for listening
If
to
not,
Die Hard Gamer
easy
Radio,
and
your
right,
source for boner trivia.
Killers. Boner killer trivia.
Yeah, that company TMA that does all the porn parodies of anime.
Yeah.
They did a Nobunaga's ambition porn
Really?
as well.
Oh,
That-
wow. That's
I don't know.
badass.
I think we should end there.
Yeah,
No.
that should be your splash for the
Yeah,
thing.
boner killers.
No Boner Nagas
No boner naga.
ambition.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Die Hard Gamer Radio. You can visit our website at diehardgamerradio.com and iTunes, or you can email us at diehardgamerradio@gmail.com.